Yeah. You could say we're back.
Don't say it.
I'm thinking we're back.
The flamingo.
Do you know what a group of flamingos is called?
A flock.
A flamboyance.
That's a lie.
Flock.
That's what they told me at work today.
What?
So your work is known for lying
Don't
about
believe
things.
them.
About animals. I let the record show. I'm not saying that. Welcome back to What the Podcast. I'm Ryan.
I'm Annie.
And together we are,
Ryan and Annie.
on the couch as always, Kara Tafoya.
I'm so alone.
No, you have Pigeon.
I do have a picture.
As you can see, we're down. We haven't been down a John
Ever.
for quite some time. No, we did once.
Really?
Once he was on his honeymoon.
He was on his
and
honeymoon.
We had face masks of him.
So this is honeymoon part 2. Yeah, we had those faces of him.
Right.
The poor man is sick.
Well, maybe not. Maybe he's on his
in
honeymoon.
bed. He has smallpox.
Now we no.
Yeah, he didn't tell you guys. I did that.
Annie.
Smallpox. Idiots.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Me and my wife had a conversation last night, and
That's a dangerous start.
this
to
may be,
anything.
I
is.
might be
It is.
making myself the idiot here, but what is your understanding of chicken pox?
Just in general.
Did you ever get chicken pox?
I had the vaccine, so I didn't get it.
Okay,
But the vaccine is the virus that lives inside of you.
that's right.
So how vaccines work. So I did get shingles.
Really?
Which is the adult. It is like the.
And that never leaves.
No, you have shingles forever. You have the virus in you forever.
Dang. Okay, so
I got it in the 7th grade.
for some reason,
I know it's like an old person thing. I got it in the 7th grade. The
You got
doctor was
shingles in the 7th grade?
It was all over my hand. The doctor's like looking at it. He's like, weird. And then all of a sudden it like dawns on him what it is, and he like goes and gets like gloves on and a hat, like a little mask and stuff. And this was before masks were normal.
he's like, hey.
And I was
and-
Wait,
like,
I didn't think
yeah.
shingles was contagious.
Yeah,
I thought
If
it
you
was literally
touch
just inside of you.
no.
If you touch it to someone else, they can get it.
God.
But chickenpox, very contagious.
Okay, it was my understanding that everybody gets chicken pox.
It was a thing that all kids get.
And now I'm remembering after this conversation I had with my wife, because Kara was like, "Oh yeah, me and none of my family ever got chicken pox," and I was like, well, "That's crazy. Everybody gets chicken pox." Kara's like, "No, they don't." I don't know if this
Ryan.
is something I picked up
Dum-dum.
from TV or
No,
movies or something
It was the thing before the vaccine was super big.
that people
where-
go to these chicken pox parties.
Yeah, if your kid got chickenpox, you'd rather your
Yes.
kid just get the chickenpox virus and get it over
Yes.
with. So if someone else in the school had chickenpox, you'd be like, "Oh, my kid hasn't had it yet. Like
He
we're gonna hang out, so my
did-
kid gets
he
it."
did
I was
not
like, "That's what
believe
everybody."
me.
I was like, "That's what my family did. Like
He
we
did
got
not
chicken
believe
pox."
me, and he texted my mother.
I was like,
Oh, and you should know. First of all, if I know anything about Kara's family,
Yeah.
you should know better than that, because automatically they die hard. Like they're down bitches for
They
each
got
other.
And
they
Mom-
have the agreed upon
They have
answer.
the yes and for
Yeah.
Yes.
for everyone.
Yeah.
Mom
Yes.
immediately answered back, no
They
one
got the
had
vaccine.
it. Why? Vaccine came out in 1995.
My sister, I think she got chickenpox from a chickenpox party, and then I got the vaccine.
He got chickenpox.
I'm pretty sure I had chicken pox, but now that I'm saying it out loud, maybe I didn't. I'm gonna text
But
my
you know
mom.
what? But you could have had it even though you had the vaccine. Like that is rare, but
I
is
said-
possible.
You
If-
get the vaccine and then it kind of breaks out,
Because
right?
Tyler was already born.
Maybe. Oh,
Maybe
so
Tyler got
Tyler
it.
had it, and then you just got it.
You were in proximity.
I'm just gonna text my mom.
I never knew any. I grew up not knowing anyone who ever had
I
chickenpox.
I didn't know anyone who had it. I only saw it on like TV shows where it's
Arthur.
like and Arthur, and you would wear the oven mitts to
Yep.
not try to scratch them because
Yep.
you get scars.
Oh my gosh, it's Arthur.
It's-
That's exactly what I'm
That's
thinking
what I
of.
said last night.
No.
Yes, because there's the Arthur episode of chickenpox,
And one
and
on
then there's
lice.
lice.
And there's the
The
lice one,
lice.
and that's the one I thought you were talking about. I was like, no,
No.
that's when they have lice.
I love the lice
And then
one.
Francine puts
They
the
have to
mayonnaise in her hair.
Puts the mayonnaise in her hair, and then puts all of her toys in trash bags. And I remember being like, I can
So
never
sad.
get lice.
I like when it cuts to like the microscopic
Lice.
lice,
Yes.
and they're like, hup, 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 hup. Come on, troops, we're gonna take the hair.
Yeah.
So funny.
Arthur Wow really was an iconic moment in history.
yeah.
We talked about Arthur last week on the show,
No, we
didn't
talked
we?
about. I think we talked about Franklin because Beyonce's new song
Yes.
Sounds like the Franklin theme song.
Yep.
which I just have a bad memory. Could not tell you.
I didn't
a
watch
kid's-
Franklin.
Okay, well that's crazy.
That is
wild.
crazy.
That's wild. I couldn't tell you besides Zaboomafoo.
Hey, it's
Love.
Franklin.
Yeah, so I didn't
coming
remember
over to
it.
your house.
And I rewatched the intro because everyone was like, "Oh, the Beyonce,
Is it this ain't
text hold on.
Texas?
Yeah.
Yes. That's because of TikTok. That's the only part of the song I know.
What's the beginning?
This ain't Texas. Hey, it ain't Hold'em. Hey, get a bird.
But that sounds like Franklin.
Hey, it's Franklin. Coming over to your house. Deedly deedly. It's something to that
It's kind of
effect.
like twangy like that.
Yeah, twangy.
But then I was like, I truly, and I watched Franklin. I watched a ton of Franklin. Did not remember that at all.
No.
And it didn't like, you know how sometimes you see something, you're like,
It takes you right
like
back.
it triggers it, and you're
Yes.
like, I remember this.
Uh-huh.
None of it. Same with Arthur. Couldn't tell you the Arthur theme song.
Oh.
I kn-
We did. Okay.
Oh,
so we
it's
did talk
Ziggy.
about Arthur because
Ziggy Marley
we were talking
did
about
the
Bob
theme
Marley.
song.
Bob Marley's son Ziggy.
And he
wrote the
did,
song.
and he walking down the
Oh,
street.
okay, yes.
Everybody that you meet.
Wasn't that last week or the week before or something?
I don't know.
Yes,
And I say, hey.
Hey, what a wonderful kind of day.
It's
okay,
great.
JK, I remember Arthur.
Yeah, you did.
That unlocked it.
What was the Boomafoos?
Oh my gosh.
Well, walking in the woods one day, Chris and Martin saw some Zaboomafoo, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and you and
It's a
Zaboomafoo come along and see what's new.
Okay, do you remember
Doing the
Caillou?
things that- No.
Die. Caillou.
Here's the
There's
Caillou.
like studies that show that.
Sorry, wait.
Amen. There's
Is Caillou
There used to be
today
a
like the
Crickets
Cocomelon of today?
Oh yeah,
Because
well, no, there were studies,
Cocomelon is like, don't watch Cocomelon.
Yeah, there were studies that showed that like kids who were like had worse behavior after
Yeah.
watching Caillou because he like
He was a bad kid.
Yeah, he had all these tantrums on the parents. Like I think it was more an idea of like how to understand your kid better for like whoever else is watching it with the kid versus like actually like showing the kid what to do.
Are we
Like
talking about
Bluey.
Caillou or are we talking about Cocomelon?
Caillou.
Caillou.
Because
Cocomelon's just
I knew as
crap.
soon as it hit the scene that Cocomelon was bad.
Oh yeah,
It's weird and creepy.
But you know what? You know what else was weird and creepy, and we just like all got behind
Go ahead.
Teletubbies.
Yeah. Did you hear there's baby
There's
Teletubbies
babies
now?
now.
What do you mean?
In the new episodes.
Hold on, I gotta
Okay,
pull it
first
up.
of all, there's new episodes of
Yes.
Teletubbies.
Yeah.
Yes, there
if you
is.
can believe it, still doing that show, Teletubbies.
Cooper watches Teletubbies.
Yeah, that's our nephew.
Cooper, your nephew. Cooper, not the manager of the coffee
No,
shop in which
no.
you work.
Koopy the nephew.
Got
Koopy
it.
Boopy.
Well, he could
Baby
if he wanted to.
Koopy.
He's a
I was a
man.
big Teletubbies fan as a
Same.
child
Okay.
at the record show.
Oh, this
as a
is
child.
this is frightening.
Let me see. Are they like CGI?
They're CGI.
No. Here's the thing. The thing that made those like
Make 'em
shows
puppets.
interesting. Oh, puppets would be good.
Here's the
yeah.
by the way, here's the baby
babies
all
and the
grown up.
son.
John. I'm gonna send you these pictures. Just go ahead and
wild.
superimpose this in.
John, it's okay. You're not feeling well. They can Google it.
He has plenty of time. He can do it. Okay, here's the baby Teletubbies. They are
Ew,
cartoons.
I don't like the CGI.
John sending
Stop
you this picture.
CGIing things.
Those
Just
look like
record
Cocomelon.
it.
Dude,
They
they
do
can
look like
save.
Cocomelon.
They can save so much money.
No,
They're like,
Spend the
we'll just
money.
get some stupid intern to do it.
spend the money. It's $1 billion business. Spend the extra $2 billion.
Yep.
Come on.
Okay. Wow, you guys, big update from Tanya regarding my chicken
You
pox.
never had chicken pox?
You actually had the vaccination, but you, meaning me, actually had 2 very mild cases. But it was super weird because you're only supposed to get it once. First very mild case was right after vaccine.
Yeah, which is
Oh,
common.
And
yeah.
then I got chickenpox.
Again, but
After
mild.
The first one-
So that probably was like, there were probably like a couple pox on you.
Yeah.
The first one was probably just a reaction.
I think
Yeah.
it's because my immune system is just
horrible.
shot to hell.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Is it still shot to hell?
No, I'm pretty okay when
You're
it
pretty
comes
okay.
to getting sick.
You know whose isn't great.
Kara, I'm talking about Kara. Kara is sick every like week and a half.
It's not your
not
fault.
true.
That is-
Kara.
Kara.
I do have to say-
once a month you get sick.
I do have to say, when I was living in LA
Go ahead.
for college, I got a sinus infection every month. I
Well,
was on
yeah.
antibiotics.
Do you think it was smog?
She
It
was
'cause
making
of
out with all the
smog.
other kids,
my
probably.
my dad, his family moved from LA because the smog
Yeah.
was getting so bad, and that was circa 1975.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that's what it was doing it?
Yes.
The
You're
smog?
Yes.
Lung infections. That thing.
I do.
Your airflow. is
Listen,
What,
I lived there too, and
well,
I didn't have.
Well, no, there's longing effects that I see in
Also,
you that, you know,
this
we
is
just won't
my
talk about.
this is my TikTok about this topic. You're never just okay. Why are you always sick or have got something wrong? I was just about to say my new symptoms and that I stubbed my toe.
That is so Kara.
That is
It's
so
not
Kara.
hypochondriac because
It's real.
she truly gets sick and
That
gets
much.
hurt, and like all these things happen to
I
Kara
swear,
at the same time.
I swear the last couple times I've gotten really sick, I have literally stubbed my toe. Or
Yeah.
hurt myself in
Yeah.
some way. Or like
No, I
given
know.
myself a cut or
I know. Let me tell you,
Tom,
living with
I just
you.
want to apologize for this mic stand. This thing sucks. Sorry.
Are you apologizing to John?
I'm apologizing that he deals with this. It just like slowly falls down every episode.
Mine. The problem is
appreciate
I'm
his
going like this.
struggle.
I'm like
Yeah.
doing that the whole time. Kara's doing the same thing.
I don't appreciate what
I
he
think
struggles
maybe it'd be
through.
better if we just hold the microphones. You know, No, we might mess with them too
I
much.
think we should get the Britney mics.
Is this? Oh, is this
We've tried
too
that.
inside baseball? You think? Do people like hearing about
No one even likes baseball.
making the podcast? That's not true. Baseball season's coming up.
Padres.
I love the week that John's not here. We talk about baseball too.
Sorry,
yeah,
John.
Padres are getting their asses handed to them in spring
Yeah.
training.
Oh,
Tell you that
really?
much. Yeah.
pretty rough.
You care much for sports, Annie?
No.
I like sports.
Okay.
I like play sports.
I
like
sports.
sports.
I like sports.
I like play sports. I get bored watch sports.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Football. Ugh,
Yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah.
I like baseball more.
Okay.
I like if I'm gonna watch a sport, like if you're at a restaurant and sports are on TV, the one that's
Okay.
actually gonna like get me to watch it is basketball.
Basketball.
I really like
Do you
basketball.
think it's always on? It's because it's always on those TVs though. There's
no?
never
It's
any other
because
sport.
it's the like game of basketball is very similar to the game of water polo, so I understand the logistics of it. Like I can watch it
Yeah.
and be like, oh okay, I see where he's gonna go with that. Oh okay, like I can get it more.
Got it.
Baseball's just
Here's why I
slow.
disagree. Here's why
Okay.
I'm the opposite
Whoa.
side. Is I love baseball. I love watching baseball. I don't like watching.
Basketball.
I also don't like watching football. But basketball, I can't really get into.
Me either.
Oh.
The
Just running back and
just
forth.
the straight up like
So much more entertaining.
excitement of it, the back and forth is cool. But like I feel like it is. It's like, okay, and they try to get it in that basket, and then they run over there and get it in that basket, and they're passing it, and I'm kind of like,
It's
See,
a
for
sport that's
me-
more fun to play.
I
than
guess you
watch.
like get it.
Okay. See, I see it as like more fast paced where baseball is that same thing. Like, and he's gonna try to hit it. Okay, he didn't hit it. 2 minutes and before he gets to try to hit it again. Okay, try to hit it again. I didn't get it.
I get it.
Oh,
I get
he's
it.
walking now. And that's like, oh, he tried. Oh, he hit it. Oh no, they caught it. Okay,
Yeah.
next guy.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay,
Yeah.
you know where like at least basketball, it's like, where's the ball? Okay, who's this? Who's this player? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, you just got an elbow to the groin. Like, you're
You
like,
know what doesn't have
"What?"
any of that? It has all the good parts of sports. Coming this summer, the Summer Olympics.
Guess where they freaking
in
are?
Petit Belly.
Petty. I knew Petty.
We should. That button should be. Ba, 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 ba,
Did you ever dream of being an Olympian? I
Yes.
had this conversation on my drive home from Joshua Tree yesterday. Of my friend, we grew up in a very sports centric
Little teaser.
town.
We'll get to that in a second. Joshua.
We grew up in a town where it was like you had to be in sports.
You're talking about Apine.
A-town, Alpine.
Pineys.
Yeah, so it was very big on sports.
Yeah.
A lot of kids that I grew up with got signed for college. I know a couple kids
Wow.
who are pros.
What was your Alpine team? What was the team out there?
Oh, you did sports every season.
Go Pineys.
No, we didn't have like a team. It was like club sports.
Everybody was doing sports.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't
Everyone
like
was in
the
sports.
basketball team. Like
No. It was like
That's why. That's why everyone did club
Yeah.
sports because they didn't have a.
we didn't have a team.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was like
Interesting.
everyone did club soccer and I did club volleyball and you did club softball and there was like Alpine clubs.
Sure.
That you signed like leagues in Alpine and then
Yeah.
you would like after you hit a certain age, you would go into like, Hotspurs or whatever. You'd do whatever fancier club and go on travel ball or
Travel
whatever.
ball.
Travel ball.
Yeah.
Didn't do that.
But we were talking about how like I genuinely like when I was in those practices, I was like, I got like I'm gonna be pro one day, so I have to keep going.
Dang.
As like a 6-year-old, I'm like,
Yeah.
I hate practice today, but like if I keep putting in the work, I'm gonna be in the Olympics. I fully thought I was gonna be in volleyball.
Do
for the
you?
Olympics.
Does that ever haunt you? Like sunk
because-
cost. Like you
My
put
mom's
in a
gonna
lot
be
of time.
My mom's gonna be so mad at me.
Go ahead.
Sorry, mom. My mom. I have this vivid memory, and she's gonna text me after she watches this episode and be like,
Screw
"Oh,
you,
of course."
Annie.
And you tell the whole podcast how bad mom was. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I remember you saying this.
Big disclaimer,
Disclaimer,
Robbie.
Roberta.
You did your best.
You did your best. Truly.
Obviously.
You did not have a lot to work with. And I remember her telling me in the 5th grade. This is now like 3 years into club volleyball. Her being like, Annie, you're gonna have to try harder if you actually wanted to be on the Olympics.
She's right though.
And
I
was
mean,
like, and
she's
I remember
right.
being like, how dare you? I try so hard.
Oh, you thought you were already
And
doing your
this
best.
is the girl who's leading little coups during practice of like not running.
You.
I like got
Nice.
everyone to agree that we
Yep.
weren't gonna run.
You're like,
Nice.
we're gonna eat hot
Why?
Cheetos.
Why do you need to run for volleyball?
I was like, we're not running
don't need to.
today.
Yeah.
And then we all had to do push-ups instead of running. But I was like, at least it's not running.
I saw this TikTok and it
so
was
I
like
get it.
a pair of pajama pants with Cookie Monster on them, and it was like me thinking about the girl that walked the mile with me. Like,
Amen.
the
That's
girls
so
that only
true.
came in pajama pants.
That is so true. I wasn't that girl. I was sometimes that girl.
Dang.
Sorry.
Imagine being okay. I'm gonna go off on a tangent. Imagine being a parent and having a child and being like, this child is
It's gonna grow up to be a pro.
either it's one of two things. Either it really is gonna be a pro, go to the Olympics. Like you're like, I just had this kid and then one day it wanted a shot put and now it's the best in the country.
Yeah.
Or you're so delusional that you're like, this like Bobby's gonna be a star and like he can't even throw a ball.
What's hard is it felt so attainable. Like my mom had a friend whose son was on the men's volleyball team for the U.S. team and was like
Dang.
in the Olympics. And I remember
Okay.
watching him and being like, he's from Alpine. I'm from Alpine. There was like
It's destiny.
like NASCAR, multiple NASCAR drivers from like East County.
Long lineage of
Like I was like,
Olympics in
I
Alpine.
can do it Alpine.
See, I
we've
already
only
knew
just begun, Alpine.
that I would never like do anything pro
Okay.
because
you're-
when I
you're
grew
pro.
up, thanks. When I grew up in a dance studio,
Oh yeah, different.
I had friends who would wake up at 4 a.m. every morning to do their homework,
So they
would
can the
go to
dance.
class before school,
Before dance.
would do like warm up at the studio before school at like 6 a.m.,
Yeah.
go to school, immediately right after school, go to classes until 8 p.m. at night, have dinner, and then go to
No.
bed.
Yeah, that's like water polo too.
But it's not that serious,
I-
right?
well,
like
I-
I
People take
could
it that
never do that.
seriously.
I could never do that. And seeing their parents
yeah, crazy.
and only seeing their moms, never meeting their dads,
Yeah, you never see their dads.
Nope.
How sad.
so sad.
Very early on realized that my body hurting and like just being absolutely exhausted and my mental health wrecked was not worth whatever glory in like 4-year max professional career
Yeah.
of an athlete I could have. I was
Yeah.
like, this isn't worth
They
it.
and
There are
they
certain
yeah,
games
they
that-
undersell that.
Athletes literally, I feel like the longest game someone could play is baseball.
Yeah,
You're just saying just straight up stamina in one.
I think the
go.
oldest baseball player was
I think it's like 40
Oh,
something.
you mean like
45 or
lifetime
something?
You're
Yeah.
talking about career.
Yeah.
how
Because,
old
like,
is LeBron?
LeBron James.
I don't know.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Maybe in his 40s. I don't know. But
I think
he's
he might
still-
be like 41.
Yeah.
42.
But it is like interesting because I mean, like, even if you make it pro, and this is what I was thinking about, right?
LeBron's 39.
Yeah. So you make
he's
it
not that
pro. For a lot of professional athletes, you're still not famous.
Yeah.
What do
Like,
you mean?
If
Well,
pro-
you're
if
famous
you're-
in your, maybe because we
maybe
don't
in your
know.
field, but it's like I follow on TikTok Stanford, like the Stanford men's gymnastic team.
Okay.
Because they started making all these like weird videos of like testing different kinds of chalk on the bar.
Okay.
And like
Oh.
they, it was like funny and little quirky things. But then I got so interested in like this men's gymnastics. I was like, I couldn't tell you a single famous men's or like Olympic men's gymnastics.
No,
Yes.
name.
I couldn't
Couldn't
either.
tell you anyone.
It
No.
is interesting, like the ratio of celebrities that are actors and musicians. I feel, and this is just, I don't know shit about sports. I don't watch sports. I don't follow any sports. I only know like a couple, like LeBron James. I'm like, yeah, he's a basketball player.
Yeah.
It's so disproportionate to how many, like the celebrity status of these people
Yeah.
is like, there's far more, I feel in Hollywood and in music than there is in sports.
Yeah.
Like, but these people are making
That we know of. We're not in the sports
But
world.
even, I mean, we're talking,
Amen, Kara.
but one baseball team, the Padres, there's like billions of dollars worth of income happening just on our team.
and
Yeah,
some of
yeah.
it
One
is
team.
going to me.
That's it. Amen, Kara. Get your
I'm
bag.
just talking about the players, but yes, thank
a
you.
player.
I know there's a business
She's a
attached to the
team
sport.
player.
I'm a
I'm
team
saying
player.
people that make it their job to play sports are making millions, if not billions, of dollars.
Amen, yeah.
And I don't know their names. I don't know them
well,
from
even
Jack.
I think about that like with there's a girl on the U.S. rugby team who's on TikTok. Sorry, there's a gnat in here. And I saw her at Monaco.
For the audio listeners,
Her name is like
there's a gnat in here.
Russian or something, and I cannot pronounce it. I'm so sorry.
Natalia.
Mila.
It's something different. Like you see it, and it's
Brakmanovic.
like hard to pronounce. But I like it. I like look at her, and I'm like, man, what does that life actually look like after you make pro team, right? You're like on the U.S. team. First of all, how long
Sure.
does that last? And then what do you do after?
Yeah.
Coach?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
That's so.
You coach.
Not to mention the people that get hurt and
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
she
Have
had
to
had
retire.
like her knee surgery or something like that. She was on like
sad.
a little scooter. When
I feel
saw her.
like being famous in the sports world is like the good kind of famous because you can go to coffee shops and not get
And
bombarded.
most people aren't going to be like,
unless you are someone like LeBron James or
yeah.
Name a famous swimmer.
Michael Phelps.
Yep, that's
Like,
the only one.
Like him.
Literally
Okay.
the only one.
And,
So-
oh my gosh, the other guy that got arrested. Shoot, what's his name?
Tiger Woods.
No, the other swimmer. He got arrested in the last Olympics. They like got drunk and went to some store and like tried to rob a store or something.
oh, shoot.
He was like number 2 to. Obviously, I can't name his name, so
Yikes.
that proves Kara's point.
Yep.
Okay, sports out, Olympics in, right?
Okay, Olympics
we love
in. We
watching
love
the
Is it
Olympics.
because in the past
We love.
we all had
competition.
cable, we all had, and
think-
it was like Summer Olympics.
Yes.
Okay, but here's
It
the
felt
thing
like an
that's
event.
So
Yeah.
awkward, right? Not okay. This thing that's weird for me, right? Is the
So
world is in
awkward.
so much turmoil. The idea of the Olympics is this like unifying thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like wars happening left
all over
and
the
right,
all over
Yeah.
the world.
all
Yeah.
over the world. And I'm like, man, does this where? Like, how's this gonna go?
Dude, they had an Olympics the year before Hitler invades Poland.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna happen.
Well, and in
I think
the
the
Zac
last-
Efron wrestling movie, one of the sons was supposed to go to the Olympics, and
Vietnam.
some
we
war.
boycotted it because of the
Vietnam.
Cold War.
Yes.
Cold
yeah.
War.
Yeah.
Because of Russia.
That was. I think that was the one year that it
we
didn't
boycotted
happen.
it last year.
No.
Didn't we
No,
not
they
go?
did it.
Oh, they were
did it late. It was supposed
of
to be summer
COVID.
of 2020,
That's what
and
it was.
they did it summer 2021.
Yep.
but I
because
thought
they
we
figured it all out.
boycotted because like China was doing something.
I think someone pulled out,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
What? Okay. So let's say go back in time, you know.
And I could be an Olympian. What would I
And
do?
you yes, I want your
Wait, back in time
go back in time and you started and you made your career and now
at
you're
the beginning of the
and now I'm
Olympics.
an Olympic. I'm an Olympian.
I want
Oh,
your
I
summer
hear
Olympic and
that
I want your
there's
winter.
So much sex happening in that Olympic village.
Oh yeah.
That there was like
hell are you
there's
talking
like
about?
bowls of condoms in the like clubhouses
That's so
because there's
crazy.
like hot Olympians. I knew
The
oh my gosh, this
endorphins
is
being
wild.
released.
I knew 2 Olympians who met at the Olympics, got married. They're not divorced, but they were 2 Olympic volleyball players. She played for the girls team. He played for the guys team.
Hot.
Of course they.
And they
Hot,
met at the
disgusting.
Olympics, and
Yeah.
they got married and had 2 kids.
Sure.
Like
Didn't work out.
Didn't work out, but
because they burned too bright.
yeah, I mean, like,
Are you
how-
kidding me?
That story though, like,
yeah,
where'd
exactly.
you meet? The Olympics, because we were both Olympians.
We were literally both at peak physical condition, and we met each other, and
And now
bada
she
bing,
works,
bada boom.
I think, in taxes or something, and he is a coach, volleyball coach for college.
taxes.
Texas.
Okay, go ahead.
What
Your
would I do?
summer and your winter.
Okay, and my winter.
Yes.
My summer, I always imagined myself as one of the beach volleyball players, the team, the
The
2-person beach volleyball. I personally hate beach volleyball. It is so hard.
It's so hard.
Especially if you do it 2-on-2. We used to have to do it in like volleyball for like practices sometimes.
set
They'd be
spike.
like, we're going to be cool. We're going to go down the beach. And everyone would get so excited. And I was like, guys, the beach is triple as hard
Yeah.
as the
Oh
court.
God.
I go, the court's air conditioned.
You could like
Yeah.
pull an
like,
ankle muscle.
Oh yeah, it's hard.
Pull an
But
ankle,
if
twist an
I could be really good at it, I would do that or tennis.
Tennis would be good too.
Tennis. Oh, I love a tennis or gymnastics.
What's your winter?
Okay, Annie, you got to pick one.
Okay, I'm gonna stick with my original answer. I'm
Volleyball.
gonna stick with volleyball. My winter would probably be ice skating.
Yeah, so good.
So cool. What about you?
I love it. Okay, I've been thinking about it ever since I asked the question just now. It's definitely some sort of track and field thing, and I think it's gonna be for Summer Olympics. It's gonna be pole vault. It's got to be
Oh.
like
They
stick
go
the stick in the
so
ground.
high.
Yes.
I'm already telling you, I'm pretty sure you're too tall
Awesome.
for that.
It doesn't matter.
This isn't a perfect world, Kara.
Maybe I'll stunt.
I'm going to tell you
stunt
right
my
now,
growth.
Kara, we're never going to the Olympics.
Yeah, by the way,
fine, it's fine.
maybe as a viewer, we could
Okay.
go watch.
No, that'd be kind of
I think the next Olympics is going to be in LA,
Yeah.
the 2028. So let's go
It's supposed
tailgate.
to be in LA at some point.
Let's go tailgate.
down with that. Find somewhere better. Put in
Too much
Colorado.
smog. Way too much smog.
Put in Colorado with the mountains in the background.
What are you talking about? Nobody wants to go to Colorado.
I'd rather go to Colorado than LA.
No, LA's awesome. We love the smog.
Olivia, clear out your lungs. Okay,
Pole
so
vault's my
winter?
summer. My winter is kind of a similar action but different. It's the
skiers.
free ski.
I knew it. I knew it.
Oh,
How
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
cool
knew you were
is
gonna
that?
choose that one.
How cool is that when they do the jump and they're like, Kara, popcorn Kara,
Summer,
summer.
gymnastics.
Okay.
Winter,
Slay.
couples ice skating.
Oh,
Oh.
yes. Okay,
with Eddie.
With Annie!
We'll be the first
Yeah.
gay couple. My gosh, that would be so. We break down so many barriers.
Wait, what?
I'm gonna feel bad if
Yeah, I
there's
don't
already
think-
been
I don't
a gay
think-
couple in the Olympics,
I don't think
and
there
I didn't know
has.
that.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
think there has. I specifically don't
I'll
think
do
there
the
has
list.
because the
Because
men
need the
are
boys.
stronger.
You need the boys to be strong.
Yeah.
And know what? I'm strong.
I don't think they have to be lovers to be partners.
no,
No.
but well,
they usually aren't.
two same sex.
Yeah, great.
Partners.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't think it's happened before.
It's gonna be us.
It's gonna be us.
I'm not that good at ice skating. It makes my ankles hurt.
Dang.
On the topic of volleyball,
Give it to us. Speaking
did
of
you hear
volleyball.
about the new rule
What? No
in
gays?
volleyball?
No gays in volleyball. That's so racist of them.
You can now do double sets. Double sets.
What? You can touch it twice? Who
No.
made this rule?
So now instead
I
of bump
believe-
set spike, you can do bump set set.
I believe that's the
It's for the
opposite
N-
of what it is.
What is the league?
I think that was.
so you could set.
I believe it's the opposite of that. I think.
New volleyball setting rule.
Let's hear it.
NCAA. That's what it is. The NCAA.
Got it.
National Conference
Oh, there's a bunch.
Athletes of America.
Referees are not now allowed to issue red cards to the home team
That's fine.
where spectators get too close to the play area, and home team doesn't do anything to resolve it.
That's crazy.
Okay, so if the home team doesn't do anything to resolve people getting too close to the court, they get red flagged.
I will say before you go on, my TikTok has been spammed lately of volleyball being people being outraged about the new volleyball rules, and I was really confused. Like why TikTok? Like I don't watch sports
And it's
content.
because Kara's talking to you about.
Maybe it's because of this very moment.
This says players may now contact the ball more than once on any single attempt on a team's second contact, so long as the ball is played to a teammate. Why the last rule change has some players upset. The elimination of the double contact violation.
Oh, so I could bump it to you, you can set it back to me, and then I can spike it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas before that was bad.
Before it was a violation.
Or is it me bumping it to myself to set it?
It's people who have practiced for years perfecting the ability to set without violating the double contact rule. It's two.
Yes.
It's not back and back and back. It's bump bump. So now you're not being violated for
So now I can go ba-bum. Uh-huh. That's
as your set.
sounds like people don't know how to play volleyball.
So people are like, yeah, double contact is when a player hits the ball twice in a row for their team.
Okay.
So-
in a row.
Twice. Yeah, bump bump.
So the volleyball community is outraged.
NCAA. If you're part of the NCAA,
Which is who?
not high schools, not like,
Just
Club sports. It's
professional,
professional.
volleyball?
yeah. So all these people who
Fine.
have practiced literally like balls coming at them to set, now they're like, wow, I did that for nothing.
Is there a professional volleyball?
Yes.
Do people care?
Oh yeah.
Not to be like that, but like
Oh yeah.
besides the Olympics, there's an Olympic team.
You know what I feel bad that we didn't talk about at all? Soccer. Football.
Who cares?
That's not our state.
Football.
Can you believe
We don't care about-
biggest sport
Our country doesn't care
biggest
about
sport
Our
in
country
the entire
doesn't care
world.
about it.
Every other
We didn't
country.
even talk about it.
There's
Not
like
us.
200
We're
countries
like,
in the
what
world.
other sports are there?
We're like, none.
Baseball.
Doesn't matter.
it. Nobody cares about football here.
The biggest
Sport in the world.
thing maybe in the world that
In
people
the
are
world.
like, I die for football.
That
We're
is
like,
another
Not
soccer?
us.
sport.
Not us.
Yeah, that's another sport that I really can't get behind watching.
I always grew up being defender because I didn't want to run.
I was a goalie.
I
'cause
begged.
was big.
I begged.
They did that. They put all the chubby girls as goalies.
I
And don't
begged to
act
be
like we didn't
defender,
notice.
so I didn't have to run. I hated
What did
running.
they say you were
Still
like?
hate running.
They were like,
Belt
oh
or-
yeah, you're just so strong. You block
You're
with your
so
body.
strong.
Your big old
You're
body.
so strong.
Your gigantic body. What grade was that?
Like third. I got
that'll-
kicked off.
that's rough.
I got kicked off of soccer because I gave them too much attitude.
Good.
Who?
The coaches.
Sounds like they're soft coaches. I feel like you want the kids to be a little bit like, yeah, come on, give it an attitude.
I think it's more like when they're like,
you were like,
"Annie."
I don't want to run.
They're like, Annie, go after the ball. And I would just roll my eyes and walk.
Yep.
And they'd be
Yes.
like,
Yes.
and then my poor mom sitting behind the scenes like, I don't know her. That's not my kid.
Something I haven't thought about in years, while we're on the subject of sporty
Rolling your eyes.
podcast.
Oh.
No, I think about that all the time. Come on. The presidential fitness test.
God.
Is that still a thing?
I was
Yes.
just
Well,
wondering that.
I know in private schools it is.
Well, that
Now-
private schools don't count.
George W. Bush set that into place
Yeah.
to make us happier after 9/11, right?
Yep.
Which, can you believe that?
I don't think it was really to make us happy.
It was to make. It was
It
to
was
make
to get our
kids-
minds off of 9/11.
No,
No,
it
it was
wasn't.
to make kids ready to fight if we needed them drafted.
To make them go to war.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was like shoot. The last time we had the drafts, everyone was hot.
The-
and
wow,
lit.
these
Lanky and
kids are out of
hippies.
shape.
These kids are out of shape.
These
We need to get them ready.
10-year-olds
Some folks
are
are born
out of
We need
shape.
to get-
Made to wave the flag.
Oh.
Last time we did a war, we had a bunch of hippies. Now we
Yeah.
need like
Now we have a bunch
strong.
of fat kids.
You know what's dumb
Yeah.
about the presidential fitness test?
Yeah. Tell me the one thing that's dumb about
Okay.
it.
Is that the mile run really determines what you get?
No, not true.
No, no,
Not
it
true.
does. You know why?
Why?
Because every year I never got presidential.
Okay.
I only got
What's that?
national. I got presidential
Sad.
in everything except for the mile.
You're talking about
I
the
could never
patches,
run.
right?
Yep. I
Here,
could
I'm gonna
never
pause
run.
you right there. You guys got patches?
You didn't get the patches,
Didn't get a
Annie?
patch.
Okay, remember I went to a public
It was
school.
a
That's true.
certificate
That is
signed
true.
by the president.
No.
Okay, so this
First
was
of all,
a
I
thing.
just want to say maybe kids got it. I, as the fat goalie in my soccer team, never
Okay, so
got
you
it.
phoned it in. You phoned it in.
I
obviously.
tried my hardest.
sounds
I
like
just
you
was
didn't.
not fit.
Okay, so there were
I was
three.
really good at the box thing where you like lifted your waist up
Yes.
and you had like you had to see how far you could lift your
what?
torso up.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know that
What
one.
was that?
I thought
You
you were
had to
talking
do
about the
this
sit and
thing.
reach.
You had to. I was good at the sit and reach. I was good at lifting your torso. See how flexible your back is. I
What the
think
heck
was,
is
like,
that?
To make sure you don't have scoliosis or something.
That sounds like a thing
That
you
sounds,
did.
yeah, that sounds like a test. That sounds like a
sounds like-
body test.
Sounds like an Annie
It was,
test.
it was on they did the pull ups. They had our push up one.
Yeah, of course.
I always
now,
got like 3 push ups or
now,
something.
did you do the pull-ups or did you opt for the flexed arm hang?
Flexed
because
arm
that's
hang.
what I went for.
I went for it and
I never did
failed.
pull-ups.
I failed everything.
You
Couldn't
failed
do
the
it.
flex arm? No,
Yes.
wait.
Same.
This was the flexed arm hang.
No,
How-
that
no.
yes. You have to. No, it's
no,
it's
this
flexed
it's
arm.
this way. This
flexed
way
arm.
is pull ups.
This is
way
pull-ups.
is flex arm hang.
Yes.
No, this way was pull-ups. This way was flexed arm.
I
'cause
think
this
you
way's
could
harder.
do pull-ups. You could do either way, but I know for a fact flexed arm hang.
Yeah, it
'Cause
was
you have
that.
a flexed
'Cause it was
arm.
like
I did that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I
Who did
can't
pull-ups?
do
No
that.
one.
So crazy to think about.
But
What else? The shuttle run.
What the hell's
What
a
did-
shuttle run?
it's the one where you had
The
to pick up
beanbags.
something and run and
Run and
drop
grab
it
the
and run to
beanbag.
the other side and run to the other
I
side.
would
and
say
go-
George W. Bush. I'd like to see you do this.
What did you use for the shuttle run?
Beanbags.
I don't remember
We
a shuttle
used
run.
Potatoes?
We used whiteboard erasers.
That's
I think we
crazy.
did too. Oh my gosh,
Whiteboard
that
erasers?
is unlocking
Yeah.
something. I think we did too.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you didn't have patches?
No patches.
Okay,
Or
so-
I want to say maybe the
So
athletic
the
kids
levels.
got
So there were
patches.
3 levels.
Yeah.
Annie.
Maybe I was the fourth
and
level.
if you got,
No,
and
no.
maybe you
Fourth
did
level.
because there was. If you were
Presidential.
a fast and strong kid, you were
Yeah.
presidential, and you got a blue patch.
Okay.
If you were not that fast and not that strong,
National.
you got a red patch. It was the national honors. And if you, wow, the studio doors
Yeah.
are opening.
Whoa.
I
If
got
you
no
were,
patches.
if you were not, basically a participation patch, you got a white patch.
Yeah.
And that's what I always got, the white patch, because I was slow and stupid. Oh,
I did not get any patches for my presidential fitness tests. I didn't even got patches.
Okay, so back to my point.
what's up, Joe?
Jojo, did you ever do the presidential fitness test?
Yeah,
ever get
they
a blue
said they
patch?
got patches and awards for it.
Did you get patches?
Thank you. I think the public school did not
It
get
must,
patches.
it must have been the private school.
You had
thing.
to. I know that teachers. You had to put in like an order for
Yeah,
it really
no,
early.
screw that. They were too busy. Do they still? You work at a school.
Tanya's so nice, huh?
What's that?
She really did that
Yeah, she sewed little patches for me.
Jordan's not on camera or on mic, but she did let Ryan know that Tanya was so nice for ordering
Joining
that
us this
for
week,
him.
him.
just off camera.
Yes.
Wait, you work at a school. Do they still do it? Do they still make
Presidential
kids do
fitness?
like
We do like a standardized California
Like,
fitness.
tests?
Which I think it's the
probably
same thing.
Grades 5 through 9.
Yeah, yeah. 5 through 9.
Do the kids
Wow.
look like they're ready to go to war?
Or
Yeah.
We think that's why they did it.
No.
chunky.
All chunky. They're all looking like me. They're all goalies on their soccer team.
Don't put words in my mouth. I didn't say that.
That's
Okay,
what Ryan
so-
said. Ryan said I was
Okay.
fat.
The mile
Yeah.
determines
Tell
what
your
you
husband
get.
we hope he feels better.
No chance.
So there
Or
was
dad. Got
there was
it.
different
There are
tiers
options.
that made you like okay
Jordan
for
said he's either
everything
asleep or
you had to
dead.
get certain things to get presidential, national, or
Yeah,
participation.
of course.
The mile you had to get in between. You had to get lower than 8 minutes to get presidential. You had to get lower than 10 minutes to get national, and any higher was participation.
Okay, so
and
I
that
categories as participants.
that
in there.
literally
Thank you. Could've
that
tell you what color I
literally
was getting.
determined what you got.
Yeah.
I got national from grades. We started it in in 6th grade because our middle school was 6th, 7th, 8th,
Okay.
and we 6th and 7th grade. I got national because I ran that mile in under 10 minutes.
Awesome.
8th grade hit.
Oh,
I
theater
got,
girl.
I got presidential and everything,
Except for the mile.
and then the mile hit.
Well,
and my
Kara,
mile
I'm
was
sorry.
11:30.
I'm sorry if you don't hit presidential
And you know what
in
that
every
means?
category. You don't get.
You know what
hit
that
in any
means?
Category.
What does that mean?
Since I
Kara?
got over 10 minutes in my mile, I got participation for the whole thing.
You didn't get
Oh, then
national
that's
on
not
your
fair.
mile.
That's not fair.
Doesn't matter that I got presidential and everything else. The mile determines
Kara,
what
Well,
you get.
here's the thing, Kara,
What do you
is-
identify as out of the 3 categories? Do you think you're presidential?
No, I think I'm national,
Okay.
which I got 2 out of the
I
3
am
years.
participation. Still am.
Flat
will
out.
always be.
Same.
I can
I think that there
tell
should be
you
a
I
4th
still
level called Fat Fucks, and I'm there.
I still
No
could never
way.
I could never run. I could never run a mile in under 10 minutes.
No. Oh,
That's when I got
Never.
I got diagnosed with
Mesothelioma.
exercise
induced
induced
asthma. I had exercise-induced asthma.
Uh-huh.
And you know
I
what?
had an
Sometimes
inhaler all through high school.
Me too. And sometimes I would forget that I had it, and I would think that it's gone, and then I would have an asthma attack.
Yeah.
The first time I smoked weed, that happened. Oh.
You're like, I'm not exercising.
I got so high that my parents are hearing this for the first time.
Awesome.
I got so high that I did a foot race with my friend. I told you guys this, where it was like I was in a horror movie.
Oh, yeah.
And me and my friend Tommy were racing to go find our friend Jared in his apartment complex because he came and he'd like never been there to try to like find his way. So we were like, whoever gets him back to the apartment first wins. So I were running like full
Stoned out of your
sprint
mind.
through this apartment complex. I find Jared and he's like in between this like really long hallway. And I'm like whispering to him because I'm stoned out of my mind. I was like, come with me. Come on, before he gets here. Come on. And Jared's like, what the hell is happening? What is going on? And from the other side of the hallway, I see Tommy turn the corner, full sprint towards us. And I just grab Jared and I go, run. And I push him down the hallway. He is now sprinting for his life. I'm sprinting for my life. And it's like, I get the chills thinking about it because every time I like look behind me, Tommy was getting a little bit closer, getting closer. I throw Jared into the... First, I go to the wrong door. I'm like knocking. I'm like, let us in. And Jared's standing there. He's like, Annie, this is not Tommy's
my
apartment.
apartment.
And I was like, you're right. Oh my gosh. And we go to the next one. It was his apartment. And I like banging on the door. They unlock it. I like fall into the like apartment. I was like, and the whole night I'm like sitting there wheezing. I'm like,
You're high and asthmatic.
like having no idea. And then the next day, my lungs hurt so bad. I was like, what happened? They're like, you have like a full-blown asthma.
Hey, Tommy and Jared, weigh in. Tell me if that's
A
accurate
true story.
telling of the story.
We can call them and they'd be like, yeah, that was why.
You're
Tommy
kind of
doesn't
a,
remember it. He was
Annie,
really high.
you're kind of a stoner.
No,
Yeah, wow.
I'm not.
Wow.
I did
You're brave for that. You are brave.
so brave. But yeah, every time I think I forget it. I forget. You don't have exercise-induced asthma? That wasn't a thing with your double chickenpox?
No.
I was told that
Can
I
you
had
believe
that
double chicken
because
pox?
I had double pneumonia in 7th grade.
Okay,
So they were
pop
like,
off queen.
for years after that, they were like, oh, your lung capacity is 80%.
Oh yeah.
So you can't run. You also have exercise-induced asthma, and then it just goes away, I guess, with age and.
I'm gonna shut the garage.
Oh, is it
whatever.
not shut? I was wondering that. It's kind of getting cold. We don't record in a garage.
No, what are you talking about?
We have a studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
A professional studio.
A professional studio.
Okay.
No, that's wild. Okay, sometimes I still want an inhaler just because, like,
Yeah.
You can
Little
get
hit
just
off
get a
the
vape.
inhaler.
It really
No.
got you out of PE in high school.
I down with vape. Everyone needs to stop vaping.
I agree.
know I'm like
Go
just
back to
adding-
hookah. I'm saying it now.
You're so big.
I was talking
Go back to
to
hookah.
I was talking to a friend.
Controversial take, Andy. Down with vape.
Who is our age
Okay.
at work, and we were talking about the same thing, like kids and vaping, all the stuff, and we are like, yeah, no one really did that when we were younger. And
kids.
I went, but hookah though, and she went.
But we'd go to
I
hookah.
fully like reminded her of like
Oh, yeah.
her hookah stage, and she was like, oh, "We did do that, huh?"
we did go to hookah.
We went
Hookah
so hardcore.
bars.
They changed the law to make it where you couldn't go to hookah bars until you were 21.
Yes.
When I turned 18.
Yeah.
And everyone rioted. They're like, "Are you kidding me? I already had the reservation at the hookah bar for
Yeah.
my friends."
I totally remember that.
We would go in Hollywood.
I do declare.
I do declare that I do remember.
And then
I
it
do
was
declare.
the rise of the hookah pen
Yes.
showed up.
Thank
Hookah
you.
pen.
I say that.
And now I
and people
can't-
try to gaslight me
People
until
don't
like
remember.
that wasn't a thing. I was like, no, there were hookah pens.
Yeah.
And I specifically remember it being like, yeah, no, it's like a hookah, but it's like in your
pen,
pocket.
yeah.
And then suddenly,
Vape.
like, talk about, failing the youth. Like, we were so close to, like, when we were in high school, smoking was not cool.
I remember seeing a kid leave the parking lot and having a cigarette hanging out of his mouth and being so like.
I was like, that
taken
person is
aback.
trash. That
I was
person is
like-
trash.
Well, I was just taken aback that kids still smoked. I
Yeah.
was like,
What are you
people
talking about? You
smoke
smoked cigarettes in high school.
out of
Don't.
behind
My parents
behind.
aren't watching this.
I
I'm saying
have-
no. My point is when we were in high school, it wasn't cool, and now every child vapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Go back to
Ryan-
cigarettes, children.
Wait, cut back to my camera. Mom, I never smoked a cigarette in my life.
Honey, I've totally seen him smoke a cigarette.
No, you have not.
Yes.
And you offered it. to everyone.
Okay,
I
will
am
say
brave.
this. I will say this: cigarettes look way cooler than smoking.
So cool.
Like so much. I was telling my parents this the other day. We all went to dinner, and I was like, "Man, guys," because they were talking about how you could like smell cigarette smoke in the
Yeah,
bar we were in,
uh-huh.
and I was like, "But doesn't it look cool?"
Yeah.
I go, "Man, like a cigarette looks so cool. I go, way cooler than vaping." I'm sorry, if a man vapes. Like you're holding up your pink colored plastic pen up to your lips and
Your
blowing out
elf
bubble
bar.
gum smoke.
You're in the club with an elf bar. You look like a child.
You look like a child.
Yeah, but then the guys
Sucking
who have
on
the
your little passy.
giant
Oh,
pens.
the
and
big
they go,
block
"Bo,
ones.
bo, bo, bo."
I don't see those much anymore.
No,
I see the
those
cheeky
were really
little.
big after like Jewel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
And after hookah pen, I had a couple people I know in high school who would do competitions. Yeah.
Yeah, that is
That
crazy.
trash.
That is
and they would
crazy.
have at Parkway Plaza, they had a booth.
That's the problem. You're hanging out at Parkway
Yeah.
Plaza, right there.
Anything that stemmed from Parkway Plaza
Plaza,
is
bad news.
pretty
They had
much
a
a given.
Wow. I think okay. So I think my predictions for this year.
Okay.
Summer
Oh,
Olympics
sure.
gonna be big.
Huge.
I think we're gonna win. Go America.
You think?
No,
I feel
I
like.
actually think Canada's gonna pull a lot out of here. But like, I'm just gonna say, go America.
What are we good at usually? Like none of the like strong guy stuff. That's usually like Germany and like
Strong Guy
Russia
stuff is way
and
better than us.
like running is
We
all
always
like
get
the people from
gymnastics and
like
swim.
Liberia
What are they
and
gonna
like
do for the surfing?
Usain Bolt is gonna run and destroy everybody. Surfing.
Surfing's in the Olympics now.
That's right.
And I don't know where there's surf spots in France.
You know, apparently there's
There probably
really
is. Sorry,
good
France.
surf in London, like off of the coast. You know, off of the.
Interesting.
Never been, but going this year. So
Love, yes, that's
Slay.
big Europe trip.
allegedly, there's good surf over there.
Oh, well.
But maybe like Cannes
Well, you guys will be in France after.
after the
After.
Olympics.
After
When are the
the
Olympics?
Olympics.
They start in May, I think,
Yeah.
right?
Which
Which is when your parents go. They're not going to Paris though. They're going. They're still going to be in London though.
Belly.
Oh, Betty.
It's gonna be busy. Did you guys hear about the small bakery that got a huge order from a customer, and the order it was like thousands of dollars of
DoorDash.
baked goods, and then it got canceled.
No.
Yes.
So this is a thing that I saw.
I saw it on TikTok.
Where was
that this bakery was like they posted like, and they specifically were like it was a Tesla driver, like they canceled this $1,000 order. We made everything. The next day the bakery opens, and it's a huge line across. So it's like their community is rallying. This just in,
Okay. It was fake.
Tesla pays the bakery the $2K for canceled pie order. And after Musk vowed to make things good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Thanks,
easy
Elon.
Win. Easy. They're like 2K.
Okay, so walk
Pocket
me
change.
through that. So somebody in a Tesla ordered it.
Somebody made an order, and since it was a pickup order, it said what car they were going to be in. So this company was like, this person has money, Tesla. And they canceled the order.
And they tracked it back to this person. And then, so you're saying they posted about it on TikTok. The next day, it's a line around the door. Everybody came to buy the
Supporting,
stuff
yep.
that they made because of this big order.
Yes.
And then on top of that, Tesla gives them money.
Because Tesla probably saw that TikTok and was like, uh-oh.
I'm just going to go out on a limb
What's crazy
and
is
say it's all made up.
we made 200 podcasts because someone ordered it and then they took their payment from us, but they were driving a Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes.
They were
Mercedes.
driving in a Hummer.
They were driving Hummer.
In a Hummer.
Hummer sponsors us.
Also big in 2003. Hummers.
Hummers.
Damn.
John Albright, hot take, told me once that he wanted a Hummer.
I think everybody wanted a Hummer at one point.
No, I
No.
think he still wants.
Oh, you're saying
a
he
Hummer.
still wants a Hummer.
Yeah, I could see it. He has a Hummer.
Talk
Jordan
about-
just got a Subaru. It could be a cute little.
I love us talking about them on this podcast in their house, and they're not down
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, well, Jordan is here.
That's
I love it.
hilarious. Wow,
My favorite is John having to watch this to edit it.
John, love you, buddy.
Better.
Who's excited about Ariana Grande?
Ooh.
She's dead task.
Nobody.
She is dead.
She looks
Her
like she's
album-
on meth.
She
Yeah.
looks horrible.
Literally, her
Okay,
and
but, like,
her and her
also, we don't
boyfriend.
know her. Hopefully, she's doing well. You know, like we don't want her.
She
to be
made
sick
a
or
whole
anything.
video being like, I am the most healthy I am. I'm sorry, no. You
Only
look like,
you know who
Get
says
outta
that?
here. Who
People on
cares?
drugs.
Amen.
yeah.
Druggies.
Her entire album got leaked, studio sessions of all the songs. So she has come out, released all the names to the songs. It is called, the album is called, oh, what is it called? I don't even remember, but the song Fantasize was leaked. Oh, Eternal Sunshine is her
Dang.
next album.
Here's my thing.
So
'Cause
we'll see.
I saw an interview with her about this, and she literally was like, "I'll pay you more money than you made leaking the songs to get them back." And I
So
was like,
crazy.
"Why?
Worth
If
it.
anything, it just like it promotes your album."
She said, quote, see you in jail.
Yeah, like wow.
Yeah, right.
She's
They're not
like,
gonna
"See
find
in
See
jail."
you in
They're
I'm
not
hell.
going to find
sorry.
these people.
Yeah.
I was like, "Listen, girl, you are not the person everyone's rallying behind right now."
Also, you're not the first person for this to happen to. This happens.
It happens.
yeah, accept it and move on.
Speaking
Get
of
over
moving on,
yourself.
folks, we want to thank you for listening to this podcast. We want to thank our Patreon supporters for giving us money every month.
Woo!
And it's with that money we use to pay for things like, microphones, sound effects, lights,
SIM cards.
SIM cards, all of that. So if you want to support us financially, you can head on over to our Patreon down there in the bio. We are just a couple of little chatterboxes. We just talked right through the podcast this week, but you can hear even more hilarious content on the post show over at Patreon.
Money, please.
We're going to talk about Kara's new tattoo. Whoa. Haha, Tina and Robert.
And murders.
Now they know. We're going to talk about Wendy's.
Wow, we really didn't talk about anything we told ourselves.
We got on a whole sports thing.
We did.
sports.
But it
Go
was fun.
Olympics. Watch
Hey.
the Olympics this year. Ryan is going to be in
And don't
it.
go to Wendy's during lunchtime.
Maybe the real Olympics were the friends we made along the way. On the couch as always, Kara Tafoya.
Bye-bye.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Annie.
And we'll see you next week on
What
What the
the
Podcast.
I think we should rename it the Ryan Annie Kara Show when John's not here.
I feel like that's a lot of branding we'll have to do for
We can
an
do the
instance.
Ryan Annie Cara is rack.
car.
We can do car.
Car or Rika.
If we had a
Orca
P
or
person,
arc.
we could be crap.